Hey, Cap's CarCast. We're going to talk about story arc. Let's drive.
Get down. Get down. Get down.
Yesterday we talked about finding story and everything, and really diving deeply and maybe using your entertainment options as a way to inspire you to find story. And I think I'm going to go with this theme for a little bit because it really makes a huge difference in how you're communicating, because if you connect with the emotional drama of what you're doing, you have a better chance of kind of implanting those things upon the brain of your audience, right? Because we remember in that fashion. Now, here's something that I want to tell you about story arc. It's all the same. Okay, every story in the history of time all follows pretty much the same formula. There's a status quo, there's a conflict, and there's a resolution. Now, there's obviously variations and flavors of that, and they can be more complex, but the foundational layer of all story rests right there. So what should you do? I don't care what you're selling. I don't care how boring you think it is. Start with the status quo of your customer. What is it like without you helping them out with whatever you do, or your product or your service does? Conflict. What is going on because they're not addressing the status quo, or maybe they're not aware of the status quo, or maybe they're afraid to fix or adjust the status quo, etc., and so on. Okay, so what's the conflict? There's conflict. What is it? Uncover it and define it. Lastly, what is the resolution? Now that we've addressed the status quo, how is life now? What has been resolved? Is it a relationship? Is it financial well-being? Is it better and happier employees? And on and on and on. And again, I don't care what you do. I don't care what your product does or what your service does. There's status quo, conflict, and resolution in everything you're selling, you see? Oh, by the way, we've been playing the pain solution game for literally decades. But we have to go beyond that, be prescriptive, and aggressively suggest this is the story that you're living out, and there's a better resolution, and we present to you the better resolution. So here's what I'd like you to do. Make those 3 columns, start to jot down in each what it is of your customers, and then you'll start to see crystallize in front of you what the nature of the story is. Now, keep in mind, it's probably going to be slanted a little bit towards the way your products and your services operate and what you do. The challenge is to pull yourself away from the tactical, detailed necessities and realities of the product or service and get much more involved in the life and the human experience of those that are using your products and services. I want you to do that. Go ahead and do it and report back. I'd love to hear how it went. I'd love to help you out. I will see you next time. I got a great story. Once upon a time, there was someone watching the CarCast, and they loved it. But sadly, they didn't subscribe to be alerted and notified when new rides were about to happen. It's a story of lost hope and lost opportunity. Don't let that be you. Come on over and subscribe. See you next time.